Hello everybody, welcome to Coco's Crochet. I'm Litsa and today I want to show you my entry to Cassandra's from Craftably Ever After, my little cat that I'm entering into her Mix and Match challenge for 2024. So Cassandra put out a call out to everybody that may have been interested about 6 weeks ago, 7 weeks ago now, to submit an entry of a drawing of a amigurumi that we were all eventually going to be making. So she put that out for about a week or so, and then when the entries came back, we got the opportunity to vote. And from memory, I think there might have been about 15 entries, somewhere along those lines, and then you could choose, and it was very, very hard to do so because there were some brilliant drawings, and a lot of them were done by children, which was so awesome. And then we put our little votes down there, and then Cassandra revealed which was the winning drawing. And then we had the opportunity to say, will we accept this challenge or not? And if we did so, Cassandra gave us 2 months to create the winning drawing, which just so happened to be this. Let me show you now, guys. Never mind the sparks that are coming off it. So this cat, a white cat in blue overalls and a mushroom hat. Now, most of you would have seen this cat on the YouTube streets strutting around because so many YouTube creators have jumped on. And if you put in the hashtag in the search little bar thing there, hashtag Mix and Match Challenge 2024, you'll be able to see everyone that has joined in so far. But it's not the end of May yet. We're still in the middle of May. So you have the opportunity, if you wish to, and I'm sure other YouTube creators are going to also take advantage of the next couple of weeks to submit their entries. And then we can all submit them off to Cassandra, and she'll do a little slideshow, I think. I think she does have some sort of prize at the end, which is awesome. But the main thing here for me was the challenge. So why did I accept the challenge, guys? Well, the first thing and the most important thing is that I wanted to be part of this community feel, this fun feel that Cassandra had created for us. And I just think it's so nice that we can all do something together and then we can see all the different results. And the other reason why I chose for myself to accept this challenge is because I really do need to work on my amigurumi. It has been challenging me for over a year or two now, and I just can't seem to get my hands around it properly. So I thought that's another opportunity to do that. And of course, the biggest challenge also was working without a pattern. So basically this mix and match challenge, I can't get my words out. If you haven't already watched Cassandra's video, please go and do so because obviously she explains it perfectly. But the gist of it is this. You see the drawing, which I just showed you. And from this, you need to mix and match different patterns or just make it up in your head. You can do anything you like, source the way that you make it any way you can, whether it be a visual like a YouTube tutorial or written in a book or a bought pattern off Etsy. But the criteria was that the cat had to be white with blue overalls and a little mushroom hat. And I have to say that I have been watching vigilantly at everybody's submissions and they have been amazing. So many variations, but also the same end result. So the variations are obviously the yarn that people are using and, you know, their different skills in embroidery. Of course, that's another challenge for me there too, guys. So I just thought that it was wonderful that this was put out. Now, I took about 2 weeks of arming and ahhing what pattern am I going to use, because I've never made a cat before, and I thought, well, I'll just go through some of my books, and I was going on YouTube trying to find something. But it just so happens that as I was walking through Spotlight, which is our local, craft store, which you have heard me refer to many a time, on the walls there were hanging some kits. There were some kits hanging, and my eye caught this one, and I just had to buy it. So look at this, guys. Now, does this cat not remind you of the cat that we need to create? And immediately I thought, well, you know what? I can use the white for the cat. And then I thought, I've got stash in my yarn that I could use the other colors for. And I did see that there was, a little bit of pink there and the black that I would have needed. But as I was walking through the aisles, right next to it was this little kit for this little dog. And the blue and the red just jumped out at me. And I thought, you know what? Even if I don't, use the kits to make exactly what they want us to, I can use the yarn and then supplement the yarn later, because I like to make the patterns, because I really like this little doggy here. And for some reason, I thought we needed the brown for the mushroom as well. So I combined those two together, and then I came up with my project. But I did have to put in some of my own red yarn because this was so similar. Let me just get out. I'll show you the kits in a moment. So this is the yarn that came in the kit. So this red one here, and here's mine here. Now, if this isn't pretty much an absolute match, which meant that I could team my own, this is like my Marvel 8-ply or DK weight acrylic yarn, with a yarn that was already in the packs, because it needed to be a very similar yarn so that the end result would be very pretty and also not bulging in different areas because of the thickness of the yarn. So what came in these kits? Let me tell you, the kits weren't spectacular because after all, we only paid $5 for them. But what you got in the kit was amazing as far as value for your $5 is. So as I said, you get a pattern to make this cat here. And I certainly did use my pattern because that's what I based my cat on. And it's a very nice, I won't show you all here, but it's actually got step-by-step instructions, and it's got a little bit of, like it talks to you about different stitches and techniques. So considering, the price that we paid, I thought that was really, really good. And I have to tell you that when I made the pattern, it actually works up very nicely. I didn't find any errors. And this company here is called Needle Creations. So I'm not sure where else you could source these, but, they were a nice surprise to find in Spotlight, especially for the price. And then in each and every one of them, you got this hook here, which, let me tell you, is by no means a fancy hook, but it is a 3.5mm. So I ended up using my own 3.5mm, and even a plastic darning needle, which you could actually make do if you needed to. And this one here, the cat didn't have any eyes, like safety eyes, but this one here, the little doggy does, and you actually get the eyes, oops, here they are here, and the little backs as well. Mind you, like I said, all for $5. And you also get some stuffing. Now, this pack is pretty much what I use. So let me show you the unopened one here. So this is, sorry about the crinkling. So this is how it comes vacuum sealed. And then when I opened it, this is how much I still have left from the when I stuffed my cat. So this is very, very generous, I thought. Now, this is a more dense fibre fill than I've used before, and I think I may have overstuffed my little cat. But in saying that, it's wonderful that I can use what's left over in another toy, which is great. And then from the one with the kit for the cat, I actually used all of my white, and all I had left was this much. So how great was that? Although it did have some in the blue one. In the little doggy one. And out of the one for the dog, I did use the blue yarn that they supplied for the overalls. And I used and I used the black for the eyes and the mouth. And there was a little bit of pink here, which I used for the nose. So I really think that if I had just bought the one kit for $5, it would have been, a very good resource and a very cheap option, because don't forget, you get the pattern for me to create this little cat. But in saying that, I couldn't pass up the little doggy one. So let's see in the future if I do make it, and if I do, I'll certainly be showing you. So all of that said, I was ready now to make the cat. But I have to tell you, this little hook may be huge for a lot of you, 3.5mm, but for me, even though that yarn, was perfect for it, I just struggled and struggled. So it's got nothing to do with, the process or anything, the project, I should say. It's just me. And what I've discovered about myself is, and I had every opportunity to do this for this project, I prefer working with like the blanket yarn and the velvet yarn for my amigurumi. So maybe that's what's been my hurdle, guys. So this challenge has actually made me really think hard about why I've been stumbling and falling. So again, I'm so happy that I've, taken part, because that's another revelation about myself. So maybe I can move forward a bit quicker with my amigurumi projects. But I do know that some, you absolutely have to make them, with DK weight yarn or thinner yarn. So that is something that I probably still have to work on, guys. I just can't get away with it. So let me now, I think I've spoken enough about the kits, because that's not what today is all about, but I just thought I'd let you see what I used to create my little cat, because after all, that was part of the challenge, to find and source different patterns to put together, or if it just comes out of your head, to create our little cat. Now, the cat in the blue overalls were quite easy to make, but it was the hat that was going to be my challenge. And that I could not find a pattern for, but I did listen quite vigilantly to all of our YouTube Yarny friends when they were showing us their cats, their finished cat, and I was listening to how they were making their hats. So somehow I put all of that together and I ended up with a hat. So let me show you what I've come up with. I think that it is acceptable or passable. So what do you think, Cassandra? Is it okay to enter this one? His head's a bit on the side and it's not as squared off as I would have liked. But regardless, he's finished. Now my embroidery skills have a lot to be desired. I wish I'd made him a bit happier. But here he is here, guys. His hat isn't sewn on, but his ears are sticking out. And I did just put little white dots on for crocheting. I tried to make French knots, but I just couldn't get it. Now this hat, basically, it just starts off at the top and grows as we go. And I made 2 slits. I think I used the treble crochets, US terminology, to make the little slits, like for the ears. And the tail I forgot to put on, because here it is here until the very end. So it kind of sticks out from his overalls, but that's okay, because at least he has one. Now, the legs are rounded just like they are in the drawing, and I thought at one stage he might be able to stand up with his tail, but because they're not flat, he doesn't do so. But that's it, guys. He's finished, and I'm very happy to say that I did rise to the challenge and I learned a lot from it, which is, I think, part of the deal, right? So I just want to say a huge thank you to Cassandra for inviting us all to join in this challenge. Excuse me. I certainly enjoyed myself, and I hope that you've all enjoyed hearing about my entry. Excuse me, why does this happen, guys? Last minute. Excuse me. So on that note, now that I'm back, I hope you're all doing well. Please put down in the comments if you've entered as well. I do know that Liza has put an entry in. So if you go on Instagram, you'll be able to see her entry. And I think I actually showed it in one of our podcasts. So I'm waiting for the big reveal at the end of the month when Cassandra brings everybody's cats to us. So until I see you all very, very soon, take care, everyone. And thank you for joining us once again. Bye-bye for now.